What's up?
Fuck, dude. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, I need to put those on. All right, let me
How's
see.
it going, man?
Good, man. I can barely hear you.
You can barely hear me?
Mm-hmm. Is that my end or your end?
I don't know. How about now?
Hey, crazy. No, still not that loud.
How about now?
Better. Yeah. Can you hear him? Okay. Go ahead and say something so that Shelly can hear you.
Hey, hi, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, man, like, we messaged you. Like, people went and tagged you on your last video here on TikTok. It was crazy, and I was like, oh, shit, there went a good life.
Yeah, hold on. Say it one more time.
What do you want me to say again?
What you just said to me. You're not gonna be able to hear it. I have to cut you out. Sorry, babe. I'm trying to make it to where my girlfriend can hear with the audio,
okay.
so it's not delayed, and it's just not gonna work. Sorry,
I
babe.
don't know, man. When I put my headsets in, I hear my echo. I hear myself talking, and it's so driving me nuts.
I'll have in my earpods. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yo.
Okay, cool. Well, you said people were tagging the video.
Yeah. People tagged you in your last video on TikTok to join back on
Oh, really?
the live. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we had to do some technical stuff. I was trying to make it to where I could have like us live streaming on TikTok and then be able to live stream that or transfer it to my computer so that we could put that out to YouTube and Facebook and
you can
etc.
just save the live. Do you know how to do that?
Are you trying to upset me, Scott? Scott. Danny. No, Danny. I was trying to make it to where we can go live so there's more questions so that people that are following me on my podcast on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Right. So
yeah. I'm not trying to upset you.
No, I know. I'm messing with you.
Oh, okay.
I forget the so my sarcasm is very thick.
That's fine.
You know, obviously for you're Eastern European, right? Bulgarian,
yep.
I think. Okay. Romanian. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend said you're Bulgarian. I was like, I don't think that was right. Okay.
No.
Yeah, y'all's humor is different. Y'all have a really
true.
Slapstick, I guess. How would you describe your humor?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to describe the humor. Sometimes it can be dry. Sometimes it can be misinterpreted because of my accent. So I find it a lot, especially at work. Like,
where do you? What kind of job do you have?
Yeah, no.
What kind of job?
No, I work with people.
Okay.
I'm
a people person.
Yeah, and I work with people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it
I'm
secret?
going to keep where I live and what I do for work private.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're okay. You're
cool.
Fine. It's like...
my stuff's all over the internet that I can't hide anywhere. So I'm just like, hey, Google me. I'll be waiting.
So what do you do podcasts about?
There's really no theme.
Okay.
Whoever I want to talk to is kind of on the podcast. and whatever we want to talk about is what we do.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I started it 3 years ago when I got out of the Army, and
Yep.
I was trying to figure out like what's a good way to do two things that was on my mind at the time. One is slow down my speech, so I actually listen to people and develop better interpersonal skills.
Yep.
And then also, since I was a veteran, I was trying to make it veteran themed and try to like track or document my transition into civilian life.
Okay.
And so that's how it started, and it's called the Blue Falcon podcast because in the well, let me ask you this: what do you think Blue Falcon means? Let's go there.
It refers. What did you do in the military, first of all?
Infantry, and then bomb squad, EOD, and then
EOD.
counterintelligence.
Okay, so I'm assuming it has something to do with the military, right?
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the politically correct way of saying buddy fucker.
Body fucker.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So back in the day, whenever you were, if you were late for formation, or you didn't have your gear right, or in EOD, if you don't put your, so tape is very important for us. I don't have any tape laying around here, but how you make sure that you leave the tape to where it's easy to get and quick, so you can cut it.
Yep.
You buddy tape it. So you don't be a Blue Falcon with your tape in case you die.
Gotcha. Yeah, that
somebody
makes
needs
sense.
to be able to grab your tape. So
Yeah. I have a follower here. He asked what unit were you in. He was in the 10th Mountain.
Oh, cool. I was in 2-3 CR at Fort Hood for infantry, and then EOD training. Obviously, I went to Virginia, then Destin, and then Fort Campbell at 52nd Group, attached to or supporting 5th Group Special Operations Forces.
Ah, pretty cool.
Well, sounds cool. That's about all it is.
Yeah, he said 431st 2nd Brigade.
Okay. If he was at 10th Mountain, I feel sorry for him. It's what would you say? It's really cold up there in New York. Fort Drum is like one of the duty stations you hope you don't get. It's like, please.
Where is it located?
Fort Drum. It's like northern New York.
Oh.
It's really cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my puppy.
It's cold.
Okay, so you don't want to tell me where you live, where you work. What about your phone number?
Okay. I can message it to you if you want.
Okay. Well, definitely, I definitely want to link up more.
Yeah, absolutely. So I subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I followed you here. Are you on Facebook?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so
I'm
on
Facebook.
I have a little bit of loss prevention background, and
oh, wow.
I'm gonna find you. Like, if you're online, I'll find you. That's a thing. I'm gonna follow you. Don't worry.
I bet you're probably good enough to figure out exactly where my house is if you had enough time.
Yeah, no comment.
Safe.
Sometimes you gotta know somebody to know somebody to know somebody.
And sometimes they disappear. Your enemies just are gone. But
can you imagine, dude, like saying something to somebody on TikTok, and within a week for them to knock on your door and be like, "Yo, dude, that's me. The fuck did you say back then?" Can you just?
I'm not gonna say that hasn't crossed my mind.
Yeah. So. Like, that doesn't really happen, right? If you think about it, that doesn't really happen that you open the door to go grocery shopping and there's a dude and you're like, "Hey, can I help you?" And you're like, "Yeah, this is Fuckboy321 from TikTok."
Or hey, man, not sure if you remember me. Do you want to do a TikTok? Right?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So what brought you from Or can I ask what brought you from?
Yeah. So I think it was 2010. I was in college with my best friend, and we were at a party. I think we were smoking some cigars or cigarettes or whatever the fuck it was. And we've been drinking, and we were like on this college dorm balcony. And he's like, bro, we should go to America. Let's go to America. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we haven't spoken about it for like a week or 2 weeks. And we applied for like a visa and the exchange program and everything. And yeah, in June 2011, I landed in Boston.
I'm happy to have you here. Are you a citizen yet?
No, I have the paperwork. I just have to send it. I have the paperwork for like a year or 2 years, actually. A year and a half at least.
With Biden in office, you're safe for at least another 2 years. I'd say 2 or 3 years.
I think I was safe before as well.
I know. I was just kidding.
Okay. Yeah. So I was ready to apply for citizenship, and then Corona hit. And before Corona, the wait time for naturalization, it was like 7 to 8 months, and now it's 2 years plus. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to spend $1,000 now and wait for 2 years. Like, that's bullshit, dude. I'm here legally. I can wait. I'm not gonna die.
There should be, if I'm not mistaken, like a part of that application where you can get recommendations from citizens. Are you familiar with that?
For green card, not for citizenship. For citizenship, you don't need it.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't.
Okay, well, never mind. I wasn't going to write you one anyway.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks. I'll know not to ask if I ever need anything.
Oh, for sure. I have 2 neighbors, that husband and wife, who live next door, and they're from Venezuela, and they're both engineers, like super friggin' smart.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see how many people on TikTok and on social media in general, and even my personal life, attack me for being, I'm going to say a constitutionalist, but I'm an American when it comes to politics. That's what I'm saying from now on. My political affiliation is American. Yep. So, knowing and having a relationship with people who are immigrants next door to me, but yet being called a racist is hilariously stupid. I don't know how else to put that.
How dare you?
I know, right?
Yeah.
And there's, I don't know, we probably live in a minority neighborhood for the most part. I mean, none of my neighbors are white. So.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Fucking matter, man.
At the end of the day, they're probably cooler than most white people. But,
it doesn't matter. Like, fuck.
You have... Oh, go ahead.
No, I wasn't going.
You have, like, I saw 80,000 followers.
Do I have 80,000 followers?
Is it? It's a lot.
74,000.
74,000. Okay. I'll round it up for you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man. It fucking took off, bro. Like, literally, it took off. Like, I am not the best out there. And there are still topics that I don't really post much about because I'm not that educated about. Like, do you know how many messages I get to talk about Palestine and Israel? And I don't, because I don't know anything about what's going on over there. I don't know the history. I don't know anything. So how am I going to make a video about it? But literally, I stitched a couple of times and I made some videos like from scratch, just my own ideas, and just fucking boom. I remember going to bed one night and waking up in the morning and I had 5,000 followers just like that. Like, I opened the application, it was awesome. 5,000, boom. And I was like, holy fuck, man. Like, Jesus Christ. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's my privilege. You know why? I promise you, in part is because I'm not from here. In part is because you have these people that are like, oh my God, actually an immigrant that, you know, it's on our side, because we have a lot of immigrants in this country that are very far left because of their brainwashed and, you know, how they are thinking. So don't act so surprised.
I'm surprised, actually.
Why?
I don't know many left-leaning immigrants, but I mean, I'm not saying they don't exist.
There are a lot.
Okay.
There are a lot. Yeah. So I think because in part of that, and because of I have an accent, like somebody commented on one of my videos, don't think you're so tough, you're just another white boy. The only thing it's good about you is that you have an accent. And I replied, yep, you're right. Absolutely. So let me put it to good use.
Thanks for the confidence.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it.
And when did you start your TikToks? Like when did it all start?
Man, like 2 months ago.
Fuck you, dude. I've been doing this for over a year.
Yeah, like two months ago, 3 months ago, probably not more than 3 months ago. Like for sure, no more than 3 months ago.
Okay. Well, I want to go cry.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Maybe if I pick up as, you know, Eastern European accent, maybe. Yeah. Wear my shorts and my track jacket.
Yeah.
I have a serious place in my heart for Eastern Europeans for several reasons, and one being I grew up in Oklahoma, and one of my brother's friends, her name was Elza, and she was from Latvia.
Okay.
She's an engineer, super awesome woman. You know, I'm 8 years younger. Well, hold on. I'm 8 years younger, right? And she's in college. And I wish I was making this up. Shane left me in her custody one day. He was running some errands on campus. And so I went to her uncle's business, which was really funny because it was a strip club in Oklahoma.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so Yells is like, we got to stop in there for a minute and I'll be right back. I was like, well, I should go in with you for sure. And she's like, okay, but don't look. I'm like, yeah, okay. But we were just in the kitchen and she went in to get something that came out. But her uncle was an amazing man. Super gracious. We went to their lake house in Lake Texoma, and he had bought a boat when he first moved here to America in the, I guess, early 90s, and the boat had rainbow stripes all over it. Cool. But he didn't know what the rainbow stripes meant.
Oh, Jesus.
So he's just wearing a Speedo in Texas, Oklahoma Lake Texoma, wondering why everybody's looking at him all weird. Like, is it the European Speedo? You know, it's like all these guys wanted to be friends with me.
Somebody commented, hi.
Hey. But she told me of the of her life in Latvia before she came to America, and serious shit, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'll never forget
waking up to bombings and stuff.
Yeah,
and afraid to speak.
Yeah, like if I would go home right now, actually probably because I've been pretty active on Facebook. Like if I would be in Romania right now and I would like go on Facebook and be like, fuck the police or fuck the government or stuff like that, like they would knock on the door, man, by the next day, like guaranteed. So.
It's frustrating how many people take our privilege for granted.
Oh yeah, like absolutely. This victim mentality and bullshit. It's so sad, man. It's very sad because you know who's privileged? You guys, all Americans. So for having everything this country has to offer from day one of you being born. and still finding excuses and still saying that it's not enough. I'm not saying that we cannot be better. I'm not saying that we cannot
Who
do a
doesn't
lot
want to
of
be
things
better?
But dude, if you can have, and this is my biggest catchphrase that I'm using a lot, if you can have immigrants in this country leave everything behind, come here in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, and build wealth and make a career and make something of themselves, what's your fucking excuse? That's how I see it.
I mean, the couple next door are both engineers. One of them works at campus, the University of Tennessee, and the other one works for the Department of Energy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, pretty serious, significant jobs. But I am going to say something that will possibly help you lose some followers here.
That's fine. No, like my followers are pretty decent, like pretty smart.
Okay, good. You know, I will say that there are reasons why there's some fucked up communities in America.
Correct.
And
that you can get out of.
Some of these people don't realize that they can get out.
Anything short of medical issues or family emergencies, no excuses.
You say that, but some of these people don't have hope.
Okay, I can understand that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It's not necessarily that they don't have the opportunities; they don't have somebody telling them that they can do it.
Okay.
So that's
fair.
where
I can see that. In hindsight, I can see that.
Well, I appreciate you being open to like hearing and understanding and then comprehending what I'm saying. That's really fucking rare.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like the moment I'm not, I should just cancel all my social media accounts and just go somewhere else.
Cancel my life, man. I mean, I've said this several times this year. If I'm 85, if I make it to 85, anyway, if I'm on my deathbed and I'm still not learning something, then I deserve to be there.
Yeah.
You know, the moment I am right about everything, there's no reason to live. There's no more curiosity. There's no more hope for more, for betterment, you know? So.
Yeah, I hear you. Somebody commented, plus they don't have the courage. Some small town people feel like they are stuck where they are. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Man, I come from a small town. Like, the butthole of small towns. No offense, Chickasha. I remember this conversation very vividly in high school. I had a job at my. I have several uncles. One of my uncles, oil distribution company. So, you know, the refined oil would come into there, and there's like 50 or 60 different kinds, and then they would be shipped out to different places. Anyway, I worked there since I was like 13. And when I was in high school, two of the people that were in my high school, in my grade, worked there with me during the summer. Their grandpa worked there at the time. And we're at the warehouse, you know, doing man work. And I was talking about college. I was like, hey, man, like, you guys ever thought about college? And immediately both of them look at me and say, Bobby, we can't afford college. We're just too stupid. You know, that's a fancy, that's a rich people shit.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them like, bro, y'all can go to college for free. You realize that, right? And they're like, nah, ain't no point in it. And that's the mentality of a small town. They don't want to get better. It's like ingrained for some reason. Not that college is the answer, but, you know, it was already like told to them a long time ago in their head that they'll not be rich or not have money to envy others. And that's the small town mentality. They do have good food there in Chickasha, though.
Somebody said that if you take everything they have and you give everybody in the world $10,000, the people that were rich before are going to get richer again, and the people that were poor before, they will still stay poor. Perspective, way of thinking. Like when I talk with my mom, like my mom, she raised me by herself. My dad left when I was 4. And she raised me by herself from a teacher's salary, right? And she just, like, literally, she grinded all her life. And I was talking with her several times about this, and I always tell her, hey, I'm going to retire when I'll be 50. And she's always, that religious mentality from Eastern Europe. Yeah, if God is going to want that for you. And, like, I'm just translating right now the phrase that she always uses. And I'm like, well, it's a little bit more than that. It's also what you do in life, and how you invest. Like, she is set in those old ways that it didn't even cross her mind that, maybe I have $10,000 in the stock market right now that can turn into 50 or $500,000, or maybe I'm going to open a company, or maybe I'm going to open 10 companies. So it's, it's that culture.
That's a great way to put it.
So,
that's exactly what it is.
It didn't even cross her mind that there's more out there than just working for somebody for a paycheck until you're in your 60 or 65 or so on and so forth.
There's actually a level of control you can have.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
I want to hit on that really hard, if that's okay with you.
Sure. Go right at it, man. Give me 1 second. Can I have a second? I ran out of...
Go ahead. Hey, Corey, thanks for being in here, man. I appreciate it. What you doing, buddy? Come here. Well, the camera can't see it. It's my dog. He's just my baby dog.
They're my baby dog, yeah.
This is Baxter. I would change the camera, but now you're just being needy. You want to sit up here? All right, come here. Ugh. Okay. This is Baxter. Bobby, I hate you.
Hey, buddy.
He's okay. So you have people that are not ever even thinking that stuff, right?
Yeah, correct.
And mad kudos to your mom for raising you like that.
Why?
I'm not gonna say it was easy. My grandmother.
Okay.
Side,
okay. Sorry. I thought you meant for raising me, like, just to think that I have to work all. Yeah. Okay, got you.
Oh yeah. My grandmother raised 5 boys and 1 girl by herself, and the Panhandle of Texas on a teacher salary.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And she was my best friend. So, a lot of respect to your mom. That's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
With the money stuff, so I'm also a financial advisor. When I got out of the Army, I started doing that. And that was 2018. Everything that I thought I knew about money was wrong at the age of 32. I was like, dang it, come to find out, even the 401k is kind of a sham.
I agree.
And
if you know what
you're an
you're
immigrant.
Doing, you're good.
Right. So most people Let me ask you this question. This is a little pop quiz. When was the 401k created?
How the fuck should I know, man? I don't know. Can I Google it?
Oh yeah, you can Google it. Yeah. But
can you just tell me so I don't have to Google it?
Oh, yeah. Of course so. That'd be messed up. Google it. Here's your homework, Danny.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm kidding. 1976. It's an IRS tax code. And so most people think that the 401k has been around forever, but it wasn't actually heavily implemented until the mid 80s.
Okay.
And if you do the math on that, that was 35 years ago. And so let's say somebody who was 25 then is now about to retire because, 25 plus 25 is 50. Yeah. 35 to 25 is 60. So they're 60, about to retire. And what they did not anticipate is putting money into this account for those, 20, 30, 40 years, and then having an unknown tax amount when they withdraw. They deferred those taxes for decades. And now as they're pulling money out, the government decides how much the tax is by the current tax rate.
But don't you have the 401k Roth and the other one?
Yes. So you do have the 401k Roth.
Yeah, you have the traditional, the IRA, and the Roth, right?
Very few companies offer the Roth. Very few.
I guess
and even if so, there's. Go ahead. Oh, that's what you got?
Yeah, I have both, and I diversify my portfolio myself. I don't go by what they invest in. So if I
like you so much, Danny.
It's my mistake. Huh?
I like that.
Yeah.
That's smart. What do you care sharing what your thoughts are? Where you're putting your money?
What my thoughts are for what?
So your 401k, like where are you putting? When you go into change it, what are you doing with it?
You want me to tell you?
Or you don't have to, but.
I can. I'll have to log in. So bear with me 1 second.
All right, fine.
Legit is in all kinds of boxes.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But
thanks,
I
we
will
got
say
6
this.
people in here. Shoot.
I will say this, that if Dogecoin hits $1,000, I'm retiring, like that day.
Okay. So I take it you're invested into Dogecoin?
I have some in Dogecoin, yes.
I haven't looked at that in a few days.
All right, so it's basically diversified a little bit between. Hold on. Oh fuck.
That bad, huh?
No, I closed. I wanted to click on something and I closed the entire window.
Oh no.
Or is it Bobby hates crypto?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of crypto, but it's your money.
Jesus Christ.
Mutual funds are a great way to live mediocrely.
Mediocrely, yes, I agree. But I also believe, oh, there it is. I also believe that if you take risk, you might just get something in return. Versus if you don't take any risk, you're not going to get shit in return.
So this is where it's hard for me because I'm a whole life insurance salesman. And I don't want to come off salesman-y, but there are guarantees that you probably don't know about. So your 401k though, let's go back to that so I don't get into salesman mode.
Yeah, don't.
Don't do that.
But I will say this, for a 401k website, Vanguard sucks.
All of them do.
Like, dude, it's so fucking hard to just get where I want to get.
Hey, yeah, Shelly's gonna hear what you're saying in a second. As somebody who looks over people's 401ks regularly, there's a reason why they're making it difficult. Right.
Yeah, man. So tell me about the sales pitch that you were gonna tell me while I figured this shit out.
Oh well, I don't. Okay, I'll tell you about whole life insurance, but I don't want it to sound sales pitchy. So.
No, you're fine.
Okay. So whenever I sit down with people and I look at their 401k, most of them see that number, the rate of return on their 401k, and it says something like, 10, 15%, or, sometimes 6% or whatever, or negative 6% some years. What that number actually is not the internal rate of return. That number is including money that you've put in there. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, so if you have
okay, got it.
Okay.
Sorry, it took me a second. Fuck.
All right. And so whenever I have people go through their 401k with me, most of them realize that their 401k on average has a rate of return of less than 4%, maybe, around 3.5, 4%, when you actually get the real numbers of it. So that rate of return is awful, fucking awful. And whenever you look at that over an extended period of time, and then you get into the age of withdrawals, you're going to be taxed on that. So it's even, less kind of. And so what people are realizing right now, and what I was getting back to earlier about the first people who started 401ks are now retiring, a lot of them are realizing that they got to keep working. It did not perform like it was supposed to. Back in the day, companies would give people a pension when they retired.
Yep.
Right. So I advocate for creating your own pension through whole life insurance, and then doing, what other risky investments you want. Like, have one guaranteed place you put money where when you retire, or when you turn 50, this amount of money is going to be in there, like, no matter what. And you can take that money out tax-free. And along the way, you can take out money if you want, because the 401k, you get penalized for that. So having access to a portion of your money along the way for big purchases, or, earning 5% tax-free is better than 0.1% at a bank.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. When I hear people in savings accounts at banks and shit like that, I'm like, what is this? Like 2,000? Like, you should know better.
Man, okay. Here's what those banks do. So some of the clients I talk to have over $100,000 in a savings account. They're doing really well, and so that's $100K in their savings. And what the bank is doing with the people who have 100,000 and people who have 2,000, they're taking that money and they're going and buying life insurance with it.
Okay.
For their executives. It's called BOLI, bank-owned life insurance. And, kind of what I was, getting at, I don't want to sound sales pitchy, but instead of the bank having that life insurance and earning all those dividends, why don't you just do that? But a lot of people don't know about this stuff. So.
Oh, I bet a lot of people don't know. Give me a second. Sorry.
You're fun. Tiggers, that's why you change it to low risk at the end and roll into an IRA. Tiggers, that sounds like a great idea, but it's still, when do you take it out? When do you take out your 401k and put it into an IRA, when the market's up or when it's down? And what is low risk? I'm sorry, what'd you say, bud?
Hold on.
Hey, just a guy.
I need to put my phone to charge, man. What?
Oh, somebody's talking crap on here.
About me?
No. He said, I hope nobody listens to the guy in camo. Hey, you can say that all you want, but I have people who were very, very well off financially because of what I've done for them. And I've talked to people who are millionaires who have whole life insurance, and it has been very, very instrumental in their life.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Well, just like anything else, there's good whole life insurance and there's bad whole life insurance.
Yeah.
When you go to work, you're either a great employee or a terrible employee. It is what it is. So yeah.
Somebody's asking, what whole life insurance do you recommend?
Penn Mutual is who I work for, so I would recommend Penn Mutual. Penn. Penn. Penn, like Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Penn Mutual is good. Well, actually, they're the best as far as rate of return on the cash value.
All right.
And then there's a couple other good companies.
Okay, got it.
And there's if that person's asking genuinely about whole life insurance, there's something else I want to share with them, because this is really important. A lot of people in this industry, I don't say there's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of scammers in life, and there's also a lot of just stupid people. So when you go to structure a whole life policy, it's really important to do this. When you structure the policy, there's going to be like the regular amount premium that you're contractually obligated each year to put in. Mm-hmm. Make sure that number is only 70 to 80% of the number you want to put in. And then you use what's called PUA overfund and put it, that is in like 20 to 30%. So if you want to put $100 into whole life insurance a month, you would do, $70 into the contractual premium, and then $30 of the optional add-on money. And it's called overfunding life insurance. And that's what a lot of people do with 5 to 10% of their wealth or their income is put it into whole life insurance like that, because the cash value grows more. So.
Okay. Well, I hope that answers it.
Cool. Let's talk about something else, though. I feel like this is boring for a lot of people.
Yeah, sure. Pick a topic. Let's talk about it.
All right. Let's see. Where do you see yourself on TikTok in a year?
In a year? So first of all, when I started this, I gave myself a year. I said, I'm going to do this for a year and we're going to see where we are in a year. But the deal is that I have to really be involved in it. So not like, just comment on videos and go from there. Like to literally be involved in shit.
Right.
And I gave myself a year and I said, we're going to go from there. So hopefully with many more followers and more time to make more in detailed YouTube videos.
Like what more in detail?
So like here on TikTok, I can post a minute video, right?
Right.
Or 3 minutes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
on YouTube to be like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes around there. That would be the time frame. But the issue that I'm struggling with the most is time, because I do work and I work a lot sometimes. So that's the struggle. That is the struggle. Yeah.
How long does it take you to from the moment you press record to the moment you publish? How long does it take on average for you to put out a video? A well thought out video.
The ones that I made on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just free flow, man. Like I don't have a script.
I don't mean a script, but I mean like adding the hashtags, adding the. I haven't even looked at your TikTok. You just came highly recommended.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how are you? Are you streaming from your phone right now?
My iPad.
From your iPad. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I probably 2 minutes per video. Probably, I would say.
I mean, sometimes I spend like an hour and a half or two, but I'm adding in like music, and if it's for the podcast, like I'm editing the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Like that's something I would really like to do more, like to just be involved in podcast with different people. If I could do that, like that, I don't want to compare myself to, Ben Shapiro or Joe Rogan or other people, but I would like to just like do this and talk with people. Like if I could do this and get paid for it.
That'd be the dream, man.
Huh?
My girlfriend's laughing her ass off.
Why?
I mean, I've been at this for 3 years, man. Yeah, I feel you.
Does it pay off?
95% of my clients come from my interactions on social media.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So,
yeah, I am.
It does pay off in some ways, but honestly, the amount of hours I put into it, probably averaging like $1 an hour.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah,
but at the same time, and you know this, I'm sure, and you probably would agree with this. It's the long run, right? The marathon.
Yep. Baby steps. Baby steps.
Yeah. I mean, I get pretty jealous, Danny, when I see other veterans with their podcasts, and I can tell they're already sponsored and funded. And I'm like, You motherfuckers. Must be nice. And they just like started last year. I'm like, oh, fuck you guys. But at the end of the day, my podcast is mine. And that's eventually, I'm glad you said that. That's eventually where I'm going with all this. All the work I've been putting in is to create a place to have people such as yourself on as like however you see fit.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Also, FYI, your link tree is not working for the YouTube link.
Oh man, I'll fix that right now. Thanks.
Just saying. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
No, I'm mad that no one else said anything about it.
Yeah, Instagram is not working either.
Mm-hmm. I haven't updated Linktree in a while, so there's probably a lot of things that don't work.
Yeah. So, because I tried to go on your link on your Linktree to go on your YouTube account so I can subscribe to that.
If you just go to the Blue Falcon podcast, if you search that, it'll pop up.
Oh, for YouTube? Okay, got it.
Yep.
I think, and this is something that I noticed with other people, and oh, I got you. It's like, you start something and there was you. You start something and after that, it's not going as fast as some people want, or you don't get monetized fast enough or whatnot, and people are like, yeah, this is not for me. That's why I said like a year, but this year, to really, really, really do it. And somebody here is saying, what do you say? Looking for his conservative view in opposition to other views. So I'm assuming that's for me. Yeah, like you were live with People's Bartender. Was that last night?
Yes. Yeah, he's a weekly guest on the Blue Falcon podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's. I find him very smart, very knowledgeable, and I like his perspective a lot. But yeah, I wanted to debate. Are you familiar with Victoria Hammett here on TikTok? Yeah, so I stitched her so many times. I wanted to debate her so many times. Like, I messaged her, I emailed her, I stitched her, and I said, bro, like, I will donate money to your favorite charity. Just debate me. Not even a response. And instead, she debated that one guy's opinion. Have you seen her?
Let me go look at him real fast. Make sure. Hey, will you make a note mentally for me to fix my Instagram on Linktree? Okay.
And she got literally obliterated, man. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to debate you, man? Like, that guy literally wiped the floor with you for something that you guys talked in advance that you guys were going to discuss about. And you come 100% unprepared.
What's his TikTok?
One guy's opinion, all together.
Oh yeah. Oh, I did not see this one. I did see where I did see where he did some live streams with her and some other people at some point.
Yeah. Pathetic.
One guy's opinion. Let me see. Look at his Linktree. Let's see. Yeah, see, 18,000 views 5 days ago, and see that it really pisses me off.
Yeah, so I don't agree with everything he said, or at least no, I agree with what he said from a factual perspective. I just think on a couple of things, probably I would have phrased it a little bit differently. But like, he obliterated her, and all she was doing was biting her nails and looking at the screen, trying to Google and find some information. It was pathetic. Like, it was pathetic.
Ugh. So I will say one thing that is concerning to me, and I guess you technically fall into this category, but maybe not quite yet. And this is no hit to one guy's opinion. This is just a concern I see across the board. Like, he doesn't have his first name or last name or what state he's from or any personal information, right? On here. Would you think it's a little odd that people are putting weight into what somebody says when you don't even know who they are?
From what perspective? So, for example, I don't put my name, like I didn't put my full name on here or where I live for a few reasons. First of all, I don't want this is just what I do in my personal life, has nothing to do with my work. I work for a corporation, and I don't want the two to get mixed because like I said, I run a team of like 70 people, right? And I hire from both sides. I hired people that came to interviews with masks that said Black Lives Matter. And I hired people that came to interviews with Make America Great Again cap or bracelets with Trump, right? And we are as a team because one of the rules that I have is no political talk at work. So I don't want this part of my life to interfere with the work life, right? Which we all know that it has the possibility of happening, and if that happens, has a strong chance of ruining a good culture, right, at work, and so on and so forth. So for as long as I can keep this away from that, I'm gonna do that, right? So it's not that I'm hiding from anybody or whatnot. I'm just trying to be cautious because this is my personal life and that's my work life. Now, if somebody doesn't want to take what I say under consideration because I don't have my name or where I live or so on and so forth, that is 100% fine. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to cry or anything like that, but my beliefs are my beliefs. My perspective is my perspective, and what I say is exactly how I think it. Now, you can take that or you cannot take that. So kind of that's my stance on it. Now, I understand the same with one guy's opinion and whatnot. I understand what.
Well, all these people, it's dozens of people is what I'm talking about. If not hundreds.
Yeah. So probably if I would just be, a regular employee somewhere, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But like I said, I'm a manager. I run a big team, and I genuinely don't want the two worlds to collide.
There's so many thoughts going through my head right now on where I want to go with this.
So spew them out. We can address them one by one.
Okay. First one. And this totally seems like an attack on you. I promise you it's not. No, I respect. Okay. I just want to make sure you understand that. To me, now that I think about it, it's kind of like a relationship with a girl that you don't want your side hoe to know about both, either one. Like you're dating two chicks at the same time. You don't want one to know about the other one.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So we live in a world where we judge people a lot based on their political affiliations, right?
Some people do, yeah.
The majority of the young generation.
I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
Okay, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. That's okay.
I'm gonna say 50%. Right? 50% of them do.
I see what you're saying, and I'm pretty sure that if it keeps going in this rate, at some point somebody from work or from my corporation or something like that are gonna be like, I know that dude. Hey guys, check it out. FYI, bing, 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 bing.
Well, so do any of them have your phone number?
Happen someday, but what?
Do any of them have your phone number?
Who? My employees? Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. What are we doing? I can't hear you. We were fine. Oh Jesus! It's 10:20, man.
The computer died.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Computer died. Okay.
Oh, computer died. Holy shit.
So.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think this out.
Yeah. All right. So, my concern is that this idea of people following and what you take into your mind and your thoughts. Basically, garbage in, garbage out, right?
Say that again.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Okay.
And people hanging on the words of people they don't even know is similar to me, like people following Hollywood and what a celebrity says.
Okay.
And it's also going to be I hope it's not a thing yet, and hopefully it doesn't become a thing, but staged debates.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about it.
I know what you're talking about. Victoria actually did one. I actually paid $10 for it.
A staged debate?
A stage debate on Zoom.
Well,
this guy paid money to watch it.
Well, see, I didn't even know what was going on. I just anticipated it happening, and you're telling me it's already happening, so.
Yep, she did. She took $15 from me.
Who was the debate with?
Some comedian. I don't remember. I'm sure I can find out. Hold on.
But it wasn't like a real debate. When I say staged, do you understand what I mean when I say staged?
The guy pretended to be a Republican.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it. Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. I can tell you. If he says in here at all. It was with Walter Masterson. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
I paid. Dude, I fucking paid for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, now my computer audio is working much better. Damn computer wasn't even plugged in. So, do you know much about Walter Masterson?
I know nothing about him. Like the moment somebody commented that, hey, this is not an actual debate. Like they're both on the same political side. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
You know what's worse than having nightmares is them coming true.
Yep. Don't tell me about it.
So, Jackoff Masterson, as I call him, is a failed actor from Hollywood. He has one scene on Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and he's paid by the DNC some way, somehow. He is also in this network of people that I have uncovered, basically like imagine like an insurgency cell.
Like an insurgency cell?
Yeah, so like you have people who are like in charge of like different areas of a topic spread throughout a country to influence people's minds.
Oh, okay, got you.
And it's genius. Like I'm not gonna say it's, I'm butthurt about it. Walter Masterson. My girlfriend came out laughing. Thanks, babe. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just so like, yeah. So this is what I'm up against, Danny. Is this influence campaign of the far left of people who are being paid to spew communism and Marxism.
Yep.
And it's hard to get anybody to sit down and listen to everything that I have to say on it because it's pretty extensive. But I'll pause there and get see what you think.
Oh, I agree that it's so easy to brainwash people, and these so-called influencers, they all fall in line, and it comes to no surprise to me.
Well, that scares me worse that you're from a country that's experienced things like this. And you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Well, back to our earlier conversation. I'm not offended, or I wouldn't not follow you because of your keeping your stuff private. Like I can tell.
Oh, okay, that's fine. No, I didn't think it like that.
Okay, yeah, but I just want to make sure that anybody else who's listening to this understands.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't think it. No, and nobody here said anything about it.
Okay, all right. It's the people that are on TikTok and other social media that are afraid to debate people like me. That's when I know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not exaggerating, Danny, when I say I've had over 40, maybe 50 instances where it all went down exactly the same. When I asked them to go live together sometime, they're like, "Oh yeah, the Blue Falcon podcast. Cool, you're a veteran." And then their people, start doing some research, and either A, they block me, or B, they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll eventually do it. We'll eventually do it. We'll eventually do it. We'll eventually do it." Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've been led on in high school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I understand. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
So
it's shitty, and the young generation is being influenced like crazy. And my problem is also that the Republicans are not doing shit about it.
Oh, they
Like,
are.
sorry.
They're in bed. They're in bed. DNC and GOP are in bed together.
You think so?
I know so.
Oh, you know so. Okay. How do you know so?
Does oh my gosh, here. Do you know that gravity exists?
That what?
Gravity? Do you know gravity exists?
Yeah,
Why?
because I can prove it.
How can you prove it? By the effects, right?
Yep.
Yeah. If you look at the GOP and the DNC and look at the effects of their controversy, it's evident that they're working together and taking turns in power.
I don't see it.
Okay. So let's go with Mitt Romney. Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. He was the presidential candidate, right, at some point?
Yeah, he was. He ran against Obama as well, and Obama literally wiped the floor with him.
Mm-hmm. So is it no coincidence that the GOP elected him as the face of the GOP against Obama, and then he voted to impeach and has always been against Trump?
I don't see the correlation. because there are also people on the Republican Party that were against it. Like, wasn't it the governor of like Vermont or something that went against Trump as well?
Yes. Yep.
Right, if I'm not mistaken. And you also have on the left people that are like against it, like Tulsi, right?
Sorry. Okay, let me man, it's like I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to you. So the GOP and DNC are in bed together, and how do I prove that? Well, let's go to I'm gonna hate myself later for not thinking of this faster.
If you want, you can look it up and we can do another live.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, cool.
I need to come more prepared on that.
That's okay. Like do some research and whatnot, because I really, if you're gonna make your case on that, and I don't see the case, like sure, take some time and look it up and we can connect and do a live together, do more lives, like whatever, dude. I'm chill like that. No worries.
Yeah, I know you are. It kind of took me by surprise because so many people in America know that.
What?
That the GOP and DNC are fanning the flames of their fans.
I believe that some Republican newspapers or news outlets and some Democratic news outlets are doing everything in their power to create more hysteria in order to push their narrative.
Okay. So,
but I don't see at this point that the two would be like working together.
Okay. Something that came to mind just now. So you're familiar with McCain, right?
Very little. Very little.
He ran against Obama in 2008.
Yes. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, because I remember he was having like a town hall or something, and the lady said, "Oh, Obama is a Muslim and whatnot," and he took the microphone from her, and he was like, "No, ma'am, no, he's just another human being that we just, we don't see eye to eye politically. That's it." And I'll never forget that.
So I'm not a big fan of McCain. But I will say that was a needed moment. I'm not gonna say what he did. There was him saying like, don't call somebody all these bad things.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. But he follow the money. So follow the money. So if you follow the money, a lot of these politicians are invested in the same things.
Like what?
Oil and national defense companies.
Okay.
So when you have McCain, for instance, his wife, came out against Trump a long time ago. And so did McCain. McCain didn't like Trump. And I was like, well, that's weird because, the GOP was all about McCain and the GOP was all about Romney. And then the people chose Trump to represent the GOP. Like, they didn't have a fucking choice. And so why would Romney and McCain both be so apparently against Trump? And Trump, I want to leave, I wish it was a different name. So all the baggage that comes with him, let's just leave that alone. He was an outsider. So an outsider came in.
Yeah. Okay. That I agree. That we can agree on. I think that part of the hate that he got was because he wasn't a regular politician, right? He was a Democrat, then he turned Republican. He comes from his businesses. He talks down to everybody. He has the ego all the way to the moon. you know, and all that. So I can agree with that. And I think part of the business, part of the hate was because he was an outsider that just came, and the establishment was like, well, holy shit, what the fuck? And I think also they hated the Trump phenomenon. And what I mean by that, I see it the same of what's happening with Caitlyn Jenner in California. As in, you have this person that has small political implications, but has fame. And if you combine the two, you get the outcome then that Trump got. You think any other politician out there, not politician, you think any other businessman out there could do and run for president and win like Trump did? I don't think so. Like, can you picture Jeff Bezos doing that? Can you picture Bill
that dude
Gates?
Just creeps me out.
That
Jeff Bezos dude creeps me out. Like, so weird. Long ass beard.
But maybe Elon Musk. You never know.
I love Elon. I'm a huge fan of Elon Musk.
Like, dude, he literally still works 80 hours a week, sleeps in a conference room in one of his factories, and people still hate him.
Haters gonna hate. Ain'ters gonna ain't.
Yeah. True.
So when you follow the behind the scenes money, and this is another thing that's lined up for me, is being a financial advisor or talking with people about finances. At the end of the day, my purpose in the financial industry is tax mitigation and maximum income. And those are two different separate things. But tax mitigation comes along with politics, because when it comes to politics, there's a way to donate money to help you financially. So McCain had a foundation set up with some people, and McCain, Pelosi, Romney, Harry Reid, Obama, Bushes, the Clintons were all involved in a foundation that was supposed to, it's called the East Congo Initiative. It is devastating what these motherfuckers did with their East Congo Initiative. Basically, they raped and pillaged a foreign country for their resources in the name of humanitarian purpose. And so when I say the DNC and GOP are working together, I'm talking about the leadership, not necessarily all the way, not all the way down.
No, okay, I got you. I got that from the first time.
Okay.
But leadership always changes, right?
When it's your turn.
True. Like, do you think Mitch McConnell should still be in power?
He's a turtle. That dude. Put him in the retirement home. Take him to Florida.
Like,
show him Disney World.
I was thinking today about something.
Man.
I don't want to change the subject, but I want to find out something. Hold on. Like, I was at work and it just hit me. Like, is Dianne Feinstein still in office?
Remind me who that is.
Dianne Feinstein.
Mm-hmm.
The most anti-gun politician from California.
Okay.
She's been in office since 1992, dude. From 1992.
In that office, look at where she was acting locally before that.
Oh, I don't want to.
I guarantee it's before that.
She was the mayor of San Francisco from 1978 to 1988. She was a member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, whatever the fuck that is, from 1970 to 1978. So from 1970, for 50 years. Oh. Yeah, dude. All right, man. Let's let's touch base and let's schedule another live. I want to talk with you again.
Sounds like a plan. I appreciate your time. And I'll
Oh,
upload
absolutely.
this to,
I'm getting a little tired and I have to work tomorrow. So
fair enough. And I'm on a duo live stream marathon, so I'm gonna keep at it.
all right, man. Well, I'll email you because you have your email account on there. I saw it, and I'll email you, and we can get in touch. For I could only do next Saturday. If you're on next Saturday, we can do it. If not, we can touch base
Let's go
about another day.
let's go ahead and schedule it. Okay, next Saturday.
All right.
That's the 5th.
It is the 5th.
What time do you want to shoot for? And we can always change this, of course. But
dude, I'm off all day, so
you want to do like a early afternoon, like a 1 p.m. Eastern time?
yeah, we can do 1 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
It's Saturday. Most likely, we won't have a lot of turnover, but yeah.
Okay. Do this. All right, I got you, Ben. I'll whenever you send me an email, I'll send you the invite.
All right, man.
Hey, Danny. It's enjoyable.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise. You take care. Have a good night, man.
Later, brother.
Yeah. Bye-bye.